When we speak in terms of leading like Jesus, we think in terms of S3 leadership: servant, steward, and shepherd. I'd like to say a bit more about shepherd leadership. Often we associate it with clergy, with pastors especially. But in fact, shepherd leadership is something that every baptized Catholic, indeed every baptized Christian, is called to do. In fact, I think the best examples of everyday shepherd leadership are found in the work of everyday parents. Time after time and place after place, they make selfless decisions that put the interests of their children first. And as a matter of fact, when it comes to something like laying down our lives for someone else, for parents generally, that's an easy proposition when it comes to the welfare of their children. I think back to our first child, and soon after she came home from the hospital, she had this bad cold, and so we're up. We're taking turns being up with her, and she's so congested, you're afraid to put her down. You think she might suffocate, and there you are, holding her, walking around the room or sitting in the rocking chair. And then it occurs to you, you should pray. And your prayer in this case turns out to be negotiation. Oh God, you say, if you could just make this child better, please, oh please, take my life to let this child be better. And then you realize, what kind of a trade is that? This child just has a cold. And here I am, willing to turn my life over for that. And it's not because the child can do us any material good. That baby is a bundle of needs. And yet there we are, willing to sacrifice our lives for that child. So it is with shepherd leadership. In the 10th chapter of St. John's Gospel, Jesus talks to us about the shepherd. He says the sheep follow the shepherd, not because the shepherd is a shepherd, but because the sheep know and trust the shepherd. Then he tells us, I am the good shepherd. And he contrasts the good shepherd with the hired hand. When the wolf comes, the hired hand runs off. Because why? Because the hired hand is in it for his own good. He's not about to put himself at risk for the sake of the sheep. But the good shepherd is different. The good shepherd stays with the sheep, protects the sheep. And both the shepherd and the sheep turn out to win. What you've oftentimes heard of as maybe it's the first win-win proposition ever proposed. And then we hear about the good shepherd leaving 99 sheep in search of one lost sheep. And you say, what's that about? That's not good math. And yet then you ask parents, have you ever lost a child at a shopping mall? And hands go up throughout the room. And they talk about how in the moment they realize a child is lost, everything else stops. I had one woman tell me once, I asked her, what did you do with the other two children you had with you? And she said, oh, I'm embarrassed to mention this, but I saw another woman there that looked like she was the motherly type. And I said, here, watch these kids while I find my lost child. That's the math of love. One lost sheep is worthy of our lives, of all our attention. That's what it means to be a shepherd leader. So, think about what the world could be if everyone was a shepherd leader in their homes, in their workplaces, in their communities, and in their parishes. Putting others' needs and interests ahead of our own isn't always an easy proposition. But I know you can do it. I hope you will. And I pray you get better and better at it every day of your life. Now, go and do the will of the Father. God bless.